Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for September the 5th through the 11th, 2016. So let's just take a moment to just center our mind and our heart and bring that everything, our focus into alignment with our spiritual truth and the voice of our divine Holy Spirit. And as you just take a moment to reflect and breathe and let go and release, allow yourself to just take in everything that has been happening for you, in particular the insights and that you've been receiving. They're giving me a sense that you have started to shift your perspective about change. And they're writing that you're thinking about moving away from a particular job or a particular relationship. And you're starting to kind of realize that you've put a lot, they write the word log, as if you've been becoming aware of how much you're logging into the the things that you've been focusing upon, the things that you've been doing, the way you've been doing them before, that you've just really have started to see, and it's giving you a greater sense of clarity about what you really want to focus and in the ways that you really want to focus upon something, and what you really want, something new that you want to build for yourself. Maybe it's a shift in your relationship that you want to build, or you want to expand upon something new and different. Or maybe within a job, you see yourself for the first time really being able, you see yourself doing more, and you want to not any further delay that happening by being sort of resistant to or feeling stuck in what you've been doing, or the mindset that you've had about how you could improve your life. It's a sense of like you felt like you could improve, or you wanted to improve, but you just couldn't see how you could make those improvements. And there's something clearing up for you as you're starting not to feel so particular and making too much out of what those changes that you may have to make and what they may look like. You know, it's almost like you were talking yourself out of it. And so now your mind and your heart's a little bit more open, and you're focused more on that bigger picture, where you were just focused on the little details that you couldn't see where they were going. But now you're getting past that, and you're seeing the grander scheme. You're seeing what's really best for you. You're getting a sense of, and they wrote word later. You're seeing down the road a little bit more. So you're getting a better idea of what's possible for you later, and how that can really look for you if you just give yourself the opportunity. So this is what they want you to write down. They wrote, this is your job to follow. They wrote this out. This is your job to follow through on this now. This is the part that only you, they've given you the ideas, they've given you glimpses of what's possible. And they just wrote the word failure. They want you to put that away. They want you to put that idea out of your head. That's an angle that you've played out and played it so much that basically the record is pretty much worn on that one. So this time, just focus on your joy, okay? Is what they're saying here. Just focus on the joy. Focus on the new things, the new opportunities, the new ideas. Focus on what all this can, how it can enhance your life and the changes that it can bring about for you. So don't allow yourself to get caught in that trap again where you just talk yourself out of things. So let me just see. And they want you to know God and the angels are coming forward, and they want you to know that they're surrounding you and supporting you. But this is your job to follow through, and they're going to help you in any way, shape, or form that they can, that you, in the ways that you're going to allow. And so what you really have to do is part of your job in following is, first of all, just allow. Just allow the help that comes. Don't, criticize it. Don't break it, break it down to small parts and try to figure out what's good and what's not. Don't do any of that. Okay, just allow. If you can do that much, that will do a great deal because it will keep you open to the channels of communication that will keep supplying you with more answers and more solutions, and to help you to elevate your frequency to a place of joy and start to really have ideas about yourself succeeding. This is what they really want for you to and really want to help you with. So just allow yourself, just allow and follow through. Take a chance, see where it goes, see where it leads you. You deserve this. This is what they're really saying. You deserve this. And this is a golden opportunity for you. They just wrote that out. This is an ideal time for you to manifest dreams, to start drawing things to conclusion or completion. And they want you to know that you're safe there, that what you're going to set out to do, that the path for you is going to be safe. Okay, it's almost like they have foolproofed it, protected it, and did everything for you. They've set up the opportunities, because that's what the universe does. It can't change how you think unless you ask for that help, but it can definitely set up the things that you need along the way, and it's there. You just have to keep your mind focused in a positive way instead of negative complaints that just kind of block that out, and you don't see it. You walk right past it as if you're walking in another time space reality, which is kind of the way it is. It's like when we it's like we put ourselves in another time space reality where only what is available to us are the things that are basically being summoned from our beliefs, whether those beliefs are coming from a place of support or a place of lack. So as you uplift, everything uplifts for you, is sort of the idea. So you're creating your own reality, and just they want you to be very much aware of that. Okay, let me just tune in. And what they're showing me is that a lot of you who are watching right now are going to go through this experience where you're just going to really start to shift how you see things. So a number of you are going to go through this, and this is a great time of expansion, a great time for your consciousness awareness. There's going to be a lot of growth in this area, spiritual growth. So, expect that things are going to start to appear differently to you, and don't make it out to be a coincidence of some sort. It's not a coincidence. You're actually noticing things. You may feel like you're noticing things that you didn't notice before, and that's a good sign. You may feel like you're having experiences or opportunities that you didn't notice before, but that's also a good sign. Or you may feel like you're like in a whole new realm of experience. And that's a good sign. None of this is to make you uncomfortable. None of this is to make you feel foolish or like you made a mistake or you've done something wrong. All of this is to let you know that you're creating pure positive energy from the alignment of your source in the present moment. That you're really accessing that your true innate power. And for one of the maybe the first times that it feels that strange to you, then that just lets you know how purely the you are available to the present moment. And so don't struggle with it. Don't put a cross in this holy ground, if you will, where you are witnessing the, your authenticity, your truth, where you're just dealing with the pure elements of your soul and not all the other stuff that's usually, invading or sort of, layering itself on top or influencing um, what you're experiencing and how you see things and how you feel about things. Enjoy these moments when things don't make sense to you. Like when that you're not getting it, because that means that you're not pulling from the past experiences to understand what's happening to you right now. And that's a good thing, because especially the baggage, you don't want to drag baggage and use that as a tool to help you to be open to something new. Because that's what change really is. Change is not about rearranging the old, to make it look new. That's what we do with life most of the time. And that's why change kind of doesn't feel always right, and it's a little unsettling because you're just readjusting. But change is something new, something different. And when you pray and when you ask for something, you're asking, 9 times out of 10, you're asking for something that you haven't, that you feel that you're lacking. So it's going to be something new and different to you. And it's something that is specific to you. So you don't want it to look like everybody else. You don't want it to definitely look like what you've been through. So even in relationships, if something is all of a sudden shifted and it's become very different, our first ideas go, oh my God, what's going on here, blah, 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 blah. Be open to and embrace this for a while. Be open to what's happening and the clarity that's there. Like try to hold that space as much as you can to just be with it and to see what is it. Let it talk to you. See what it's trying to tell you or indicate to you. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the theme of the week, the Archangel Oracle card deck. Okay, and we have the Archangel Raphael, and this card says healthy lifestyle. So we've had this card come up before, and so this card is it's indicating to me right now, Archangel Raphael is really talking about the changes that are coming. So he's saying, don't worry, okay? He's saying that at first you're gonna feel a little worried, um, because maybe it doesn't look or it's not what you thought. But he's saying it's a good place where you are right now. And he's also saying that you are so clearly right spot on the path of where you need to be, going, where you need to be in order to get where you're going, is what he's saying. And in order to really be open to the opportunities that are going to set up the purpose that you have been seeking, that is fulfilling for you, that will be healthy. And Jesus is coming through, and um, he's writing the word jaded. So he's saying that these changes are going to help break that up. Okay, so we've become a bit jaded. We've become maybe even sometimes complacent to, and we don't take we maybe take things for granted. And so some of these changes that you're going to start to notice, that you're going to start to feel are necessary, they may catch you off guard and kind of jolt you a bit. And that's really going to help break things up a little bit, so that you're not, just going on those routines and bypassing really important things. You're the signals that the universe is handing to you, or sort of flashing in front of you, waving its hands, and you're just not catching it. So, as things kind of unravel in a way that I think it's going to be a very healthy, because what he's saying, it's going to build better relationships. It's going to build a better relationship with yourself, with others. It's going to help you to be a lot more truthful. Help you to have. They're showing me it's going to help you to reflect, really reflect, and get some clarity about what it is that you really wanting. Okay, so this is going to be a huge week of changes that are going to bring about the healthy changes that you've been wanting. But I get a sense that there's going to be some barriers that need to be broken first. And they're showing me a wall of white light and angelic beings surrounding you. So just know that there's going to be so much protection around this for you. And they're showing me a tree in the center of all of this protection. So I hate to say this, but it's almost like, it feels like a Garden of Eden. But just, really pay attention to what you're receiving through your own alignment and connection. It's almost like what they want you to do is block out all that other stuff and just really listen and pay attention to what you're guided, what you're feeling, and to trust it. Don't doubt it at all. And they're just drawing my attention to the words on this card so that you can get and understand what's happening. So they really want you to do these things. Archangel Raphael wants you to really eat healthily, to get a lot of sleep, and to exercise for the optimal health benefits, is what he's saying here. So, because when we don't do this, this doesn't allow us to be focused and centered well enough to embrace the changes. All right, so let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. And we have this card coming up again, and really just talking about what we're just saying about this feeling of you initiating change that is just going to be meaningful to you. This card says the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. Okay? So at the beginning of the week, you are, and you're here just drawn to the backpack here. And what I'm getting a sense is that you, and they're showing it to me again in my vision, they show me that you're just going to pack up. Okay. Now, whether this is a literal packing, or you're just going to pack up some of the stuff, like, pack up and move on, meaning you're just going to, stuff that you used to really worry about a lot. Okay. You're going to put that stuff, you're going to leave that behind. And you're going to just almost, it's like you're going to move into um, a different feeling mode. Okay. And as we know, the next card that comes out of this is wishful dreams coming true. So you're just going to move into this mode where you're more motivated, um, and by your dreams and aspirations, rather than just wasting your energy and your power in situations that it's clear as the light of day that this is just not working for you. And so you're just going to pack up and move on. It could be something at your job, and something's been going on and stirring about for months, and maybe some personality conflicts, and you find yourself engaging in this situation quite often, or in a romantic relationship, and you're just gonna all of a sudden realize that you're done with this. That, like, this has nothing to do with you. The reason that it's not improving is because you didn't need to be in it in the first place. And somehow you're going to realize that you were just rehashing something from your past, an emotional pattern that you were allowing to be triggered. And this situation just kept drawing you back in every time. But it really wasn't so that you could, because you were meant to be there. It was just to show you what you do so that you can just move away from that and be done with it and let it go. So there's that sense. And let me just tune in to see if there's any additional messages here. They're showing me that you're going to receive a lot of inner nurturing from your inner being. You're going to really feel this profound compassion and strength that is just going to, that you're going to connect with this, with the love within your inner being, and everything else that doesn't feel like this, you're going to recognize it's not your job to be involved. You're going to recognize what your true power is and what it feels like, and how you can best be of service with that. And those things that don't even begin to measure up, you're going to be able to just walk away and let it go. Okay, so let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. Wonderful card. This card's been coming up a lot for daily card messages. And this is the Princess of Spring. And we just say this is the Eight of Cups, normally in traditional tarot. And this is the Page of Wand in the traditional tarot. So the Princess of Spring says that something is emerging within you, new ideas. You feel this new burst of energy, and this burst of energy is really bringing about or answers to the prayers that you've been wanting, meaning those prayers of change that you've been asking for. And so, in order to get those changes going, as you see all those butterflies at her feet, in order to get those changes going, all right, you've got to get going in the direction where those ideas are flowing for you and influencing a sort of an enthusiasm of spirit. Okay? So you don't have to wonder if something is right for you when all of that enthusiasm is flowing, and when, especially because the Princess of Spring has a lot of energy. Okay? And you can see, as the illustrator here, she's not letting anything, he's put that glow around her head, so she's all lit up. Her mind is inspired with ideas, things to do, and she's on this swing and she's going with the flow. Okay? And it's sort of that, the idea of just, it's about timing. And I get with the rocking back and forth like the pen, it's that sense of timing, like on the clock. So now is the right time to really, to start work on those ideas. Any amount of work that you do, any steps that you take, is amplified, okay, by the universe in an equal like manner. So don't worry about how much you need to do in order to get as far as you would like, because the universe doesn't work like that. Okay? You take a little step, it'll take all the steps that you are ready for. So here again, it's about making yourself ready as you are able to. And the way you do that is being clear about what you feel guided to do what you feel uh, lots of enthusiasm about doing, what you're passionate about doing. So don't move too much further ahead of yourself, like take on more, because then you're going to start to feel limited by that. And then that's going to also give you a different effect. So do what you're comfortable doing, meaning that you're inspired to do, not just completely comfortable, as in, well, I don't want to take too much of a risk, I'll do just this little bit. That's a whole different energy. But they will do exactly what you feel guided to do. And don't worry about how much it's worth, or of what you've done, because that the universe doesn't respond to. Okay? It won't, there's not going to be a holdback. And look, we have another wonderful card, the Star card here. And so this card says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. So, what I get a sense right away is that no matter how challenging it may be in the beginning of the week for you to step out of some emotional situations that just weren't working for you anymore, that what's going to come is a lot of ideas, a lot of energy once you let it go. So you're going to just open yourself up. You move on, you walk, you follow your path, your truth, and then you're going to have, the energy is just going to be there. You're going to feel so relieved. You're going to feel so much weight off of your shoulders here with Archangel Raphael, meaning a lot of burden. So it's going to help you to increase your vitals, if you will. And as you do this, you are bringing in or ushering in a lot of hope and success into your future. So this whole reading just really empowers you about making those changes and not being afraid of doing what you need to do for yourself. You don't, and as this card says, the power to move mountains, that you don't let any big huge piece overwhelm you. So you don't have to move the mountain by yourself. You're being supported, but take the piece that you're being pointed, that's been pointed out to you of that mountain to move, and move that, and then little bit by little bit you'll move the mountain, or it'll just be out of your way. It depends on you how much you want to allow in at the time. Okay, let me just tune in and see if there are any additional messages for this card. And not really seeing anything else, but this is just going to be a huge change, for you in terms of how you see life. Okay, and wow, we have the card I pulled from the bottom, which is the Prince of Spring, which is the underlying message, with the underlying influence of this reading. And this card is the Knight of Wands. And so this is about immediate action. So this is about really following something. You have the drive. You're not going to spend a lot of time processing this. You're just going to go for it, okay? And so an opportunity is going to come up where you're just going to go for it. Okay, so the Knight of Spring, as you can see here, it says restless. So you can tend to be impulsive and, just ready to itching to do something, to make things happen, and to get out there and to be creative. So really focus on, you know, your creativity and putting it into action, doing anything that will help you. And it says a challenge you can successfully manage. So it's also saying that even though there's going to be a challenge in this for you, you're going to do everything just right. You're going to work this out. It's going to work out for you. And you may feel like that this is too soon, but it's actually the right time for you. Okay, let me just tune in to see if I get any additional messages. Nope. Okay, so this is really good. Big opportunities they're showing me, though, coming up for you. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings. And I thank you all for joining me here for the weekly messages and for joining me on the Facebook page for the daily card messages. So if you haven't been there, you can find that in the description link below for my Facebook page. If you're looking for an angel reading, and you would like to contact me, then go through my website, The Angel School, where you will find the services there on the service page that you can sign up for. And then I will get back to you. My office hours are from 12 to 6 p.m. So thank you all for subscribing, and thank you for your comments. I enjoy reading them all. And any of your questions, if I haven't gotten back to you, I will get back to you when I can, or if they're sometimes doing the weekly readings, they kind of come up as answers as well. So send you lots of love and have a blessed week and enjoy your Labor Day weekend here in the States as it begins. Okay? Bye-bye.